white man lies.
Brother, let me ask you that. Why are we getting shot down in the streets? Give me Daniel chapter 9, verse 4.
I don't dispute nothing you're saying, brother. I'm
Okay.
a firm believer in what's going on, what's being preached. Shalom, anyway. You know what I'm saying? I joined the camp down in Tallahassee.
Okay, all right.
So I be with brother OT's, OC, you know what I meant, and brother Mathis.
All right. Hold that. Give me
okay.
Corinthians chapter 11 real quick. Because there's something that you're doing right now. The scriptures are being brought out, right?
Yeah.
So let's see what men must do when the scriptures are being brought out. Read that.
1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. But I will have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
There it is.
And the head of the woman is the man.
Okay.
And the head of Christ is God.
So you got who? The Most High God, Christ, man, then woman, right?
Right.
For every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
Which is who? What's the man's head? Or who's the man's head?
The Most High.
The Christ. That's our head, right?
The Most High.
Right. So once the scriptures are being brought out, what must a man do? What must a man do?
Man must uncover his head.
Uncover his head. Read it again. Verse 4.
Every man praying or prophesying,
That's what we're doing right now, right? We're bringing out the scriptures, right? Read.
having his head covered,
So if you're wearing a hat or got something over your head, read who?
his head.
Which is who? Jesus Christ. And then because remember, it's God, the Messiah, man, then woman. Okay? So that's what we must do. Once we're reading these scriptures, men are to uncover their heads. Why? Verse 7.
For a man indeed ought not to cover his head, for as much as he is image and glory of God.
So he is the image of God. So once we are speaking his spirit, we must also show his image.
Right.
You see, because you look like God. You look like God. We are in the image of the Most High God. Only us. Not these other nations out here.
Right.
Only us. Right. Give me Joel chapter 2.
Bring it out.
Okay, hold up. Read it. Finish it out. I'm sorry.
But the woman is the glory of the man.
But the woman is who?
The glory of the man.
What does that mean, bro?
The woman
It's the glory
Right.
of the man.
a woman's supposed to dress modestly too. You know what I'm saying? She can cover her head, but a man don't supposed to cover his
supposed
head.
to.
Right, she's supposed to cover her head. You know what I'm saying, when she praying to the Most High or whatnot. But she's still supposed to make her husband look good. You know, anything she want to know, she got to seek it from her husband.
That's right.
I don't dispute that.
That's right.
I don't dispute none of that.
That's right. So the sister that just walked away, was she the glory of the man?
No,
Was that glorious?
no.
Why is that?
Because, I mean, she still want to be stuck in this world.
Exactly.
You separate yourself from this world.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Now give me that in 2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Because you said something real heavy, bro. It said that we are supposed to separate from this world. Right? From the heathens, right? Read.
2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 17. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate.
It said that we must be separate from this land right here, from Babylon the Great, from its ideas. We must be separate, okay? Women should not be wearing pants. Men should not be wearing dresses. They got to wear fringes. If you look around, these men are what? Separate from everybody else. Everybody else looks like the heathens. They dressing like everybody else, but God said that you must be separate. Read.
Saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing.
Which is what? These nations. Their philosophies. Okay? Their doctrines. Read.
And I will receive you.
Once you do that, then that's when God will receive you.
That's right.
So if you are still joined with these heathens, the Most High God ain't dealing with you. All right? Now, let me ask you something, brother, right here. Let me ask you something. Why are the black men getting shot down in the streets? Why is that happening? Because you look around and it seems like it's just us, right? You don't see the white man getting shot down in the street. You don't see the Arabs getting shot down in the street, right? But I thought God loves everybody. I thought we was all one.
Right.
So how come it's only us that's stuck in the ghettos? How come we are the ones in jail? We fill up the jail cells, right?
Right.
How come we are stuck in the welfare offices, the system? Why is that? I don't see no other nation doing that but us.
Right.
Why is that happening? Give me Psalms 147 and 19. I'm gonna show you why. I'm gonna show you why. Brother, listen up. Listen up to this right here. Listen up to this, brother.
Psalms chapter 147, verse 19. He sheweth his word unto Jacob.
So what is his word? What is his word? God's word. What is that? This Bible. He said he showed this Bible to Jacob. Who's Jacob? Anybody know who Jacob is? Who's Jacob?
Jacob is our forefather.
Okay. Name was changed to who?
Israel.
To Israel.
Right.
And his seed are known as what? Israelites.
Right.
Okay? Y'all see yourself on this sign right here? Where you at?
Top.
At the top. Right? Black American, right? What they call you? A black American, right? You are from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
That's where you from. But guess what? They call you black.
Right.
What does that mean? What does black mean? A color. Your shirt is black.
Right.
That's
Right.
They're telling you that you are a color, but you're more than that.
Right.
You are an Israelite. God deals with you and only you.
That's right.
Read that song. Read. Let me show you. Read.
He sheweth his word unto Jacob.
So God's words, this Bible, was shown to the Israelites. Read.
His statutes and his judgments unto Israel.
So his laws was brought to Israel, to the sons of Israel, the children of Israel. That's it. Read.
He have not dealt so with any nation.
Wait a minute. He said that he has not dealt so with any other nation. So where do we come up with this idea that God loves everybody?
That's right.
Where do we come up with this that we all one? We all just one nation. God said that he gave his word to the Israelites, right? And not dealt so with no other nation. So where do we learn that from?
Right.
The white man.
That's
we learned
right.
that from this guy right here in slavery.
Bring it on.
Boisier, the friendly neighborhood white man.
Right.
Because guess what? We say that this is Jesus Christ, right? That's what we say, right? That's a lie, right?
That's the image
That
that,
is a
everybody
lie.
think it is.
We was taught his doctrines in slavery. They broke us down as a nation and said, this is your God now. God looks like us. Why would they do that? Why would they paint this as God? White? No, this do what? What does this do?
It's brainwashed.
As long as you look at that, exactly, it's brainwashing. As long as you look at that, you will look at the white man as above us.
Right.
Okay? We look at this man as God, meaning that what? The race, they must be God too, right?
Right.
Low self-esteem.
Right.
That's why you see us walking around here in the ghettos and see nothing wrong with it. Because we believe we're supposed to be right here.
That's right.
That's what this does. This image was very vital in destroying us.
Right.
Do anybody know what Christ looked like? Because we know that this is a lie, right?
Right.
What does Christ really look like then? If this is a lie, what does it look like?
Revelations.
Bring it out.
Chapter 1, verse 1.
Yes, sir.
The revelation of Jesus Christ.
Revelation. What does that mean?
Reveal.
The revealing of Jesus Christ. So this book is about to reveal Jesus Christ, right?
Right.
Read.
Which God gave unto him
Uh-huh.
to show unto his servants
Uh-huh.
things which must surely come to pass.
Jump down to verse number 3.
Verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Blessed is he that readeth and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
So it said, blessed are you that do what? Readeth and what?
That readeth and they that hear the words of this prophecy.
So you'll be blessed if you hear these words that we're about to read. Okay, jump down to verse 11.
Verse 11,
Uh-huh.
saying, I am Alpha and Omega,
Uh-huh.
the first and the last.
Read.
And what thou seest, write in a book.
Why did Christ say, write my image down?
There can be a record of it.
Huh?
So there can be a record.
So there could be a record, meaning what? That his record would be what? Tainted.
Right.
So Christ said, look, what you see, write it down. Write down the way I look, my hair, my skin tone. Write it down. Why? Because he knew that they was going to come with this garbage.
Right.
He knew that. Read. Verse 14.
Verse 14, his head and his hairs were white like wool.
Wait a minute. It said his head and his hairs were white like wool. What is wool? What texture is that? Sheep. Who got that woolly hair?
We do.
Who?
Us.
Us. Okay. Us. Who? Be more specific. What's us?
Brown people.
The brown people? No. Let's be more specific because there's a lot of brown people out here.
The ones who they call the black African
There you
Americans.
go. Let's get the definition. Okay. Now, you said that it's the brown people, right? The black people, but specifically it's who? The so-called Negroes.
Right.
Hispanics. Okay? They have woolly hair. So, where do we get this image from right here? Because this guy right here got what? Stringy hair. So wait a minute. Is this woolly hair?
No.
That's not woolly. So that is a clear cut right there. That is a lie right there, a bold-faced lie. Because the scriptures say that he has woolly hair that's white. Read. This is the definition of woolly.
This is the Free Dictionary by Farlex. Definition from the 1913 Merriam-Webster Dictionary. Woolly head. Definition: a Negro.
Wait a minute.
Us, what?
Who do we call? Who are the Negroes?
Black.
The black.
Black America.
So wait a minute. If Christ has woolly hair and he's Negro, what is that? What is this right here? It say that Christ was a Negro.
That's that European shit. That European help.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So these are lies, man. These are lies that they are teaching us. Read. There's more on that.
And his head and his hairs were white like wool.
So we got white woolly hair. Exactly. Look at this. In slavery, what did they call us? Was it Africans for sale? It was what? Negroes. Look at that. It say Negroes for sale. The woolly head for sale. The Israelites for sale.
Right.
Read.
White like wool, as white as snow.
So Christ's hair was as white as snow, white and woolly, right? Read.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
So Christ had red eyes. Why? Because he drunk wine. In moderation, but Christ drunk wine. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass.
So John is looking down at Jesus' feet. John was saying he got feet like brass. What is that? What color is brass? What color is brass? Look at the piece right there. What color is that? That's brass, right?
Yeah, I already know.
What color is that?
Brown.
They said that Christ had feet like that right there. Brown color.
Right.
Right? But this right here is what? What color is he?
Pale.
You sure he's white? That's white?
He red.
This is white. This is white right here. So what is he?
Red.
He's a red complexion. He's the red man.
That's
There's
right.
no such thing as a white man.
Right.
That's another lie. That's another lie. Why do they call themselves white?
To say that it's pure.
That they're
That's
pure.
right.
That's right.
There you go. So why do they call us black?
Dark
To
and
say
evil.
that we're dirty.
Darkness and what?
or-
Exactly.
That's right.
Right.
We're not black. And they're not white.
Right.
Read.
As if they burned in a furnace.
So not only was it brown, but it was burnt in a furnace, meaning what? He was a dark-skinned man.
That's
Russ,
right.
Christ was a dark-skinned man. And Christ came for who? For who? Okay, us as in who? Be more specific. Because in the what? Christianity, they say Jesus came for everybody.
Right.
Right?
For everybody.
But what does the Bible say?
The Bible tells about all this.
Anybody know?
Also talk about
Who did Christ really come for?
Are you sure you want me to answer that? Because you know I can sit here and answer your question. He came for the 12 tribes of Israel, only his people. That's
the
it.
scripture. Give me Matthew chapter 1.
I already
verse
know.
21.
Bring it
Verse
up.
21. Let's see who Christ came for. Read.
Matthew chapter 1 verse 21. And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
So this is Mary, right? Mary brought forth Jesus, right? Read.
For he shall save his people.
He said that who?
Save his people.
So, it said that Jesus came to save his people, right? So we can initially we think, oh, that's all God's folks, right? Anybody that believe, right? But if I say, I step out here and say, I only come for my people, is that the Japanese man? Is that the Chinese man? That's talking about my people, my brethren, which are these right here, the Israelites. Christ came for this nation and this nation only.
That's right.
That's what he came for. Read it again.
And she shall bring forth a son, and thou shalt call his name Jesus. For he shall save his people.
Read.
From their sins.
From their what?
From their sins.
What is sins again? What? The breaking the laws, right? So who can only break God's laws? And which was who?
12 tribes of Israel.
There you go. So where do we get these lies from? The church.
Yes.
That's where we get those damn lies from. But we are here to show you the truth. That's what we out here. No more lies for us, no more, man. It's time to wake up. Give me Acts chapter 5 and 29. Oh, what you got for me? Pull it.
First Maccabees chapter 3 verse 48. And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
Read that again. Where the heathen?
Wherein the heathen had
Who are
sought
the
to
heathen?
paint.
Who are the heathen? Who? More than that. Anybody outside of this sign right here are the heathens.
Right.
Heathens means nations.
Right.
Okay? Anybody outside of the Israelites are heathens. They're strangers. They are Gentiles. So read it again.
And laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen had sought to paint the likeness of their images.
So that's exactly what they do. They sit there and say, that's God. That's Jesus, right? They put their images in our records. That's what they do. Iconoclasm. What does that mean? Iconoclasm. Anybody know? You know that deals with when men or the white men whitewashed. They whitewashed the images. Because guess what?
Great white shorts.
Everybody outside of the other nations, they know that God is a black man.
That's right.
It's only here where we think that Jesus is white.
So every time that subject come up, they like, does it matter?
Does it matter? Exactly.
Does it matter?
But it does matter. Why? Because God said it matters.
That's right.
That's why it matters. But guess what? Go ahead. Okay. So guess what? They have been whitewashing our images. Christ, they got all type of images and paintings of God, the angels, as being black. But they whitewashed it. Doing what? The Renaissance.
Right.
Y'all know what that is? The Renaissance era? That was the rebirth of the white man.
Right.
Exactly. You see that? Before, that's what they looked like.
Right.
Y'all see that? It was black images. But they have whitewashed it, and now they look like this.
Right.
Look like this. See that? They
okay.
whitewashed it. But they actually whited out the melanin or the tones on the paintings.
Right.
Like the Sphinx in Egypt was in the image of a black man, but they blew the nose off, right?
Right.
They blew the nose off the Sphinx in Egypt when they saw that he had a big wide nose like us.
Listen to this real quick. Listen to this.
Iconoclasm, the rejection or destruction of religious images as heretical, the doctrine of iconoclastics.
Okay, so what does that mean? Images were destroyed. They whitewashed our images. They whitewashed them. They said, this is God now. Y'all worship this man right here. Because guess what? Once we realized that Christ looked like this man, everything changed.
They didn't know where they originated. They don't know where they come from.
Everything changed.
That's why their nature's like that.
You see that? Now,
when they saw
what you got
that
for me?
we are the original people, they angry.
Okay, yeah. This is during the time of the Renaissance. During the whitewashes, right? This was what? Prophesied in the Bible. Right. Okay? Read.
Malachi chapter 1 and verse 4.
Yeah.
Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
Hold on. Who's Edom?
Edomites.
The Edomites, which is who today?
White people.
Who?
White people.
They're who? Esau. They're white people, right? Okay. We're going to prove it. Don't worry. We'll prove it. Read.
We are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
So guess what? At one point in time, the so-called white men were destroyed. You seen them movies where they was in the caves? Matter of fact, where's that book with the it's in my bag. 13 tribes. During this time frame, right? There was white men that was living in caves. Right? They didn't even speak languages. There was a base people. At that time, they was destroyed. At that time, guess who was ruling? Why do they call the Dark Ages Dark Ages? Why is it called Dark Ages?
That was the ages where we were doing.
Well, we ruled. Right.
That's
the
right.
Moors? Yeah. Those were Israelites.
That's right.
Moors just mean black or dark skin.
Right.
That's what that means. Okay.
I got a book here for y'all. It's called The Roman Empire, the Empire of the Edomites, written by William Beeston. I'll read you something. The descendants of Esau, say the Jewish rabbins, the sworn enemies of the descendants of Jacob, even to the end of the world, were at first a small nation inhabiting Mount Seir. They subjugated Italy, founded Rome and the Roman Empire, and at length entirely overturned the Jewish state. The second temple being destroyed by Titus Vespasian, 70 AD, and professing the religion of Jesus Christ. Wow. They were the first of all nations to embrace. They hold Jacob in captivity till Messiah ben David, Jesus Christ, shall appear. The rabbins further assert that the prophecies of the prophets against Esau, Edom, and the cities of Edom have as yet received but a partial accomplishment, and that they will obtain their fulfillment in the punishment and destruction of Rome Christians.
Wow. Y'all heard what that said?
Yeah.
Esau are the what? The Roman
Empire.
Which is who?
Today's Catholic Church.
The white man, the so-called white man. Right. Let's get something else for you.
There's another book it's called Classical Biblical Baby Names by a white scholar by the name of Judith Troper. Okay, we're gonna get the definition of the name Esau, all right? Esau. Yeah. Esau, according to the commentaries on Hebrew scripture, Esau is considered a significant character in world history and the forefather of the Roman Empire.
That's right.
So here, right there. So Esau is who? The so-called white man. Right. History has said it. We got facts. First of all, we got the Bible that backs it up, and we got some facts. Right. Okay. Right. So Esau is the so-called white man. Okay?
That's right.
Read verse 4 again.
Verse 4. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished.
So it said that Esau, who the white man, is what? Impoverished. Right. Meaning what? They were living in caves, right? There was base, right? That was the, what you call them? Neanderthals, right?
Right.
That's them. Now, I want you to read something else for me. Read right here. This is the 13th tribe. Okay? This is about the history of Edom.
Right.
Let's read it.
Bring it up.
Right here. That first paragraph.
Accustomed to the splendid baths of Baghdad, our traveler could not get over the dirtiness.
The who?
The dirtiness of the Turks.
Read.
The gods,
Which were Edomites. All right. The gods were Edomites. Read.
do not wash themselves.
Hold on. What?
Do not wash themselves.
They don't even wash themselves. Like back in those times, they didn't wash themselves. They didn't bathe. They didn't know what soap was. Read.
Wash themselves after defecating
Uh-huh.
or urinating,
Uh-huh.
nor do they bathe after seminal pollution
Uh-huh.
or on other occasions.
Uh-huh.
They refuse to have anything to do with water.
You see that? These folks right here, that's their heritage.
Right.
They refused to wash themselves and bathe themselves back then.
Bring it out.
Read.
Particularly in winter, when the Guru's commander-in-chief took off his luxurious coat of brocade to don a new coat the mission had brought him. They saw that his underclothes were fraying apart.
You see that? They didn't change their garments. They didn't even change that thing. They never washed. They just wore that day after day, day after day after day. Okay? The so-called Moors, which were black men, they taught them the way to dress, the way to wash themselves, about hygiene. It was us that did that. Read.
Fraying apart from dirt, for it is their custom never to take off the garment.
You see that? Read it again.
For it is their custom never to take off the garment they wear close to their bodies until it disintegrates.
Y'all see that? They didn't wash themselves. They wore the same drawers every day until it just wore away. These are the men that's ruling us right now.
That's right.
But we want to be just like them. We want to be just like them.
That's it. That's it.
Going 12? All right.
Like I ain't got the knowledge because I ain't got my friends.
Another Turkish tribe, the Bashkirs, shave their beards and eat their lice.
Y'all hear that? They shaved their beards and ate the lice that was in the beards. These are the men that rule over us now. These are the men that we want to be just like. These are the men we walking around here with the blonde hair trying to be just like them. This was their heritage, eating lice. Read.
They search the folds of their undergarments and crack the lice with their teeth. When Ibn Fadlin watched a Bashkar do this, the latter remarked to him, "They are delicious."
They are delicious. They love eating lice. That was delicious to them. But guess what? These are the men that's ruling over us. What we don't realize is the Most High God is mocking us. Because we didn't want to serve him and keep God's laws, we are serving this man right here. The basis of all people.
Verse 17.
Listen to this, fellas. Listen to this. Listen. Read.
This matter is by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. So
that's the Most High God. The Most High God ruleth. The Most High God sets up kings, all right, and bring them down. Read.
And giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Who are the basis of men? We just read it. Who are the ones that used to eat their life? Did not wear right, did not use soap. He's saying that the basis of man is ruling over us right now. The basis of all men are ruling over us. Why? He's mocking us because we didn't want to serve him. You will serve the basis of all men, which are the Edomites.
That's right.
The so-called white man.
They know the truth.
Job chapter 30, verse 1. But now they that are younger that I have me in derision. Whose,
So, read it again. It say they that have what?
but now they that are younger,
They that are younger, meaning what? That they're weaker than you. These men that are weaker than you, read.
then I have me in derision.
They have us in derision. What does that mean, brother? Derision. Derision. Okay. Well, something more specific than that. Derision. It means mockery. Okay. They say that those that was once eating their lice, those that was once not using soap, they now have us in mockery, in derision. Read.
Whose fathers I would have disdained to have sat with the dogs of my flock.
You see that? We wouldn't even let our dogs sit around these men right here.
Right.
But now they have us in derision. Now they ruling over us. Now they're looking at us like, look at these niggas over here. Look at these niggas. But they was the ones that was base. Read.
Yeah, whereto might the strength of their hands profit me, in whom did age was perished.
Read.
For want and famine, they were solitary.
You see that? They were solitary where? Caucasus Mountains. That's where they fled to. Read.
Fleeing into the wilderness in former time,
You see
desolate and waste.
So they fled into desolation, which is the Caucasus Mountains. It's solitude. We ran them off. Read.
Who cut up marlows by the bushes and juniper roots of their meat.
So they was digging bugs, eating little herbs, you know what I'm saying? Little herbs and stuff like that. They was doing that. Okay? They was eating the lice, the bugs, the beetles and all that. Read.
They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves.
And who?
In caves.
In who?
In caves.
Who was living in caves? The Bible is a true book, man.
That's right.
Y'all see that? Just like the Bible say, it came to pass. These men was living in caves
of the earth and in the rocks. Among the bushes they brayed. Under the nettles they were gathered together. They were children of fools.
Read it again.
They were children of fools.
Fools, man.
Bring it on, brother.
Children of fools. Read.
Yea, children of base men.
Children of base men. Base men. Right? Where's the base at? At the bottom. The basement is on the bottom, right? So the Edomites are below all men. They're the basements.
Right.
Read.
They were viler than the earth.
They are viler than the earth. They are worse than the earth. They're vile. Read.
And now am I their song?
And now we are their song. We the ones that's getting looked down upon by them. We are their mockery. Read.
Yea, I am their byword.
And we are their byword. Nigga, spit, coon. Look at them niggas over there, man. Them black folks. We are their mockery. They ain't good for nothing. They always late. They love fried chicken. That's all they good for. Read.
They abhor me. They flee far from. They flee far from me.
You see that? They hate us. They hate our guts, man. When we try to move it, like into that neighborhood, what they do? Man, I got to go. There goes the neighborhood. They hate us, man. Read.
And spare not to spit in my face.
Read.
Because he have loosed my cord and afflicted me. They have also let loose the bridle before me.
You see that? So these men that are base men in spirit, now they are above us.
That's right, damn.
Why is that happening? Deuteronomy 28. Let's start at verse 15. Because now we know that these men are base.
They go to the curses.
They're base men, but why are they ruling over us? If they're base, right? Why? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So guess what? Moses is speaking to who? The nation of Israel. Right? Moses gave us laws. He said, if you keep my laws, you'll be blessed above all nations, right? But if you break my laws, what's going to happen? bad things, right? Now Moses is about, we'll name them in detail. Now, finish reading.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
What is the curse? A good thing or a bad thing? A bad thing. So if we break God's laws, what's going to happen? Bad things, right? So let's get some bad things. The byword. Verse 37.
Verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment.
An astonishment. What does that mean?
Amazing. Wow.
Amazement. These other nations, they look at us as, wow, look at these folks, man. Look at them. They selling drugs. They smoking crack. They living in the, look at them. They care about their Jordans. They shooting each other. What is wrong with these folks?
They run into the dumpster for weed.
They run into dumpsters for weed to look like another nation.
You know what I'm saying? Look at him get it. Watch him get it for the low. We got edges, inches, lashes, we got it all. Come get it how you live. No run. You know what I'm saying? How you want it?
They looking at these folks, they look at us like, wow, what is wrong with these folks? These are some crazy people. Read.
A proverb.
A proverb. What is that? A proverb.
Basically, a song.
A who?
A song.
A wise saying. Meaning in general, we are known as this by all nations. A general saying. Like what? If you want to hide something from a Negro,
Put it in the book.
put it in the book. All nations know that.
Right.
We are a proverb. Read on.
And a byword.
What's a byword?
Like Negro.
Like who?
Like Negro.
Anything
Negro.
outside of God's
Right.
given name.
Right.
They call you American black. That is a byword. They call you a Negro. That's a byword.
Right.
Afro-American is a byword. Mexican is a byword. Jamaican is a byword.
Right.
But you are Judah, Benjamin,
That's right.
Levi, Ephraim. That's who you are. But they have said, no, you're not that. Nah, you the land of wood and water. You're Jamaican. That's what Jamaican mean, land of wood and water.
Right.
What does that mean? You are black, a color. That don't make no sense. That's a byword. But why did that happen? Because we broke God's laws.
Right.
Let's get some more. Give me 48.
Verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So because we didn't want to serve God, right, and keep his laws, right, he said that you got to serve your enemies. Read.
In hunger.
In hunger. What was the last thing you ate? Right there. What you eating right there, right?
Popeye.
Where did you get that from?
White man.
From
Let me ask you this.
chicken place.
Can you go anywhere and get it from us? Or do we own any store, any franchise store? Let's think about it.
Yeah, he can manage it, but we're not the owners.
That's
Yeah,
about
we
it,
have
right?
to own- That's what they use us for.
Right? So many may say, well, look, my grandma got this soul food spot down the street, though. She owned that. But where does she get the food from?
White.
No matter where you go, we got to serve our enemies. Read on.
And in thirst.
The last thing you drunk, this right here, water. We got to get that from who? The white man. Our enemy. Read on.
And in nakedness.
And in nakedness. The clothes on your back. You get that from who? And then they may say, oh, but what about Sean John? Right? Where did they get the fabrics from?
Get up.
Ain't no way around it, bro. We got to serve our enemies. For everything. Read.
Right. And in want of all things.
So everything that you want, education, religion, you got to get from who?
White man.
That making sense now? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Because we broke God's laws. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
Who did that happen to? Who was put yokes of iron around their neck? Bro, who was put yokes of iron around their neck? Who? Which for who? Us. Did that happen to any other nation? No, it didn't. This only happened to you so-called blacks and Hispanics. What does that mean? You are the Israelites the Bible speaks of. Man.
That's right.
That's what that means. You are the Israelites. You ain't no nigga, man. You are an Israelite. Jump down to verse 68.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Now, remember, Israel just left Egypt. We're in the wilderness right now. Israel just left Egypt. What were we doing in Egypt? Were we cooling it? We were chilling.
We were slaves.
We were slaves, right?
Yeah.
So Moses was saying, if you break my laws, you're going to go right back into slavery. That was just hip talk. You're going right back into slavery again if you break my laws.
Right.
Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
How do we get here? What does the Bible say? The Bible says that we got here by way of ships. We didn't get here by plane. We didn't walk over here. We got here by way of ships. Read on.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again.
So the same way Moses has said it, that you're going to go by way enslaved ships, that's exactly what happened. Read it again, that part.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
So it said that we should not see it no more again. We should not see what? Our homeland no more again.
Right.
Where is that at? Where's the homeland? We may say it's Africa, right? Where's the homeland? They'll tell you what? Africa, right?
I don't know.
Let's prove it. Out of the scriptures.
Galatians.
Prove all things, bro.
Galatians chapter 4, verse 26. But
Jerusalem. But who?
But Jerusalem.
Read.
Which is above is free. Which is the mother of us all.
Jerusalem is the motherland.
That's right.
Not Africa. Jerusalem is the beginning of men.
Right.
That's our land. But why aren't we there then? Why are we not there? It's the same thing. It's the same solution. Because we broke God's laws.
Right.
So what must we do?
Go back.
Must go back. We must repent and keep God's laws, right? Give me 1 Kings. Because now we know why that happened. Because we broke God's laws. We know why we're here. We're on the bottom. Why? Because we broke God's laws. So what must we do now? What's the logical thing to do? If we broke God's laws and now we are in this state right here, what must you do? Logically.
Logically, obey the law.
Obey the law.
That's right.
Right.
It's simple.
Right.
We want to march down the street. We begging the white man for justice. But God said, all you got to do is keep my laws, man.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.